Dollar Tree just dropped 15 new arrivals worth grabbing before the shelf clears, plus 4 items nearby that look tempting but genuinely aren't worth it. I'm walking you through exactly which is which, so your next trip is worth the drive. You'd be awesome if you subscribed and liked this video. 1. Sunflower Dinnerware Set. A coordinated sunflower print dinnerware set at a home goods retailer runs $25 to $40 to a R for a comparable 4-place setting. This version runs $1.25 to $3 per piece, with a genuinely vibrant, evenly printed sunflower design that doesn't look washed out or off-center the way cheaper printed dinnerware often does. The plates and bowls are dishwasher and microwave safe, holding up to regular rotation without the print fading within the first few wash cycles. Mixing and matching plate sizes with a plain white bowl or mug creates a coordinated but not overly matchy table setting. It photographs well for anyone who shares meal content online, and buying a full set piece by piece across a couple of visits keeps the total cost low while still building out a complete, cheerful dinnerware collection for a kitchen that could use a seasonal refresh. Stacking bowls and plates by size in a cabinet rather than mixing them keeps the print facing outward and visible, which matters for anyone building a set intentionally rather than grabbing pieces at random. 2. Assorted basic beauty makeup sponges. A single makeup sponge at a beauty counter or drugstore often costs as much or more than this entire assorted pack. This set runs $1.25 for multiple sponges in different shapes, covering full face blending, precise under-eye work, and contouring in one affordable bundle. The material absorbs slightly more product than a premium silicone sponge, meaning you'll use a touch more foundation per application, but the savings from buying the set more than covers that difference over time. Rinse them with a gentle cleanser after each use rather than letting foundation dry and overnight, since dried-in makeup shortens a sponge's usable life significantly. Buying a couple of sets at once means you always have a fresh sponge on hand, and the compact size makes them easy to toss into a travel bag without worrying about a big investment getting lost or left behind on a trip. Letting the sponge fully dry between uses in an open, ventilated spot rather than a closed bag extends its usable life noticeably longer than storing it damp. 3. Spa Luxury Hair and Body Mist. Bath & Body Works body mists rarely drop below $16.95, even during a promotional sale window. Spa Luxury sells an 8-ounce bottle for $1.25 like tropical coconut and cabana kiwi that lasts comfortably through a full day of light wear. It works as a hair refresh between washes just as well as a body spray, since the formula is light enough not to weigh down strands or leave a sticky residue behind. Bath & Body Works still wins on scent depth and longevity for an evening out, but for a subtle daytime refresh after a workout or a long day outdoors, this is genuinely hard to beat on cost per spray. Keeping one in a gym bag or car means a quick refresh is always available without carrying a full-size pricier bottle everywhere you go throughout the week. The fine mist setting distributes evenly rather than saturating one spot, which stretches the bottle noticeably further than a heavier spray nozzle would. 4. Spa Luxury Brazilian Orchid Sugar Body Scrub. A sugar body scrub at a specialty bath retailer runs $12 to $20 for a comparable tub size and exfoliating grain quality. This Brazilian orchid-scented version runs 1.25 cents, with a genuinely gritty sugar base that exfoliates effectively without feeling harsh or overly abrasive on skin. The scent lingers lightly after rinsing, layering well underneath the matching body mist from the same line for a more cohesive fragrance throughout the day. Use it 2 to 3 times a week rather than daily, since more frequent exfoliation than that can irritate skin rather than smooth it. The oil content in the base leaves skin feeling noticeably softer immediately after rinsing, without the greasy residue some cheaper scrubs leave behind on a shower floor, which also matters for anyone concerned about slipping in the tub afterward. Store it away from direct water spray in the shower caddy, since repeated water exposure to an open tub can dilute the sugar base faster than expected and shorten how long it lasts. 5. Wrought Iron Plant Hanger Hook. A wrought iron plant hook at a garden center or home store runs $10 to $18 for a comparable size and finish. This one runs $1.25 to $1.50 with genuine metal construction rather than a lightweight plastic imitation painted to look like iron, giving it real strength for hanging a filled planter without bending or bowing under weight. The scrollwork detailing adds a decorative touch even before a plant is hung from it. Mounting it into a stud or using a proper wall anchor matters more than people expect, since a fully watered hanging planter carries real weight that a simple screw into drywall alone won't reliably support long-term. For a porch, patio, or indoor plant corner, this is a genuinely sturdy upgrade from a flimsier plastic hook at a fraction of garden center pricing. Test the hook's swing clearance before finalizing placement, since a fully grown trailing plant needs room to hang without brushing against a wall or nearby furniture as it grows over the following months. 7. Luminescence Twisted LED Taper Candle. A flameless LED taper candle at a home decor retailer runs $8 to $15 per candle for a comparable twisted design. This version runs $1.25 with a genuinely convincing flicker effect and a twisted wax look body that mimics real dripped wax detailing without an open flame anywhere near curtains or paper decor. It runs on batteries, not included, and most versions include a timer function so it turns on and off automatically at the same time each evening without manual switching. Grouping 3 or 4 at different heights in a candelabra or along a mantle creates a genuinely elegant look for a fraction of what real taper candles plus the fire risk would cost. For anyone hosting a gathering with kids or pets around, this removes the open flame concern entirely while still delivering the warm ambient look. Placing them near a mirror or reflective surface doubles the visual glow effect in a dim room, stretching the ambient light further without needing additional pieces. 8. Neutral tone fabric wrapped picture frame. A fabric wrapped picture frame at a home decor retailer runs $12 to $20 for a comparable size and texture. This one runs $1.25 to $1.50 with a genuine woven fabric texture stretched over the frame rather than a printed fabric pattern that looks flat up close. The neutral tone works with almost any wall color or existing decor scheme, making it easy to group several together in a gallery wall without clashing. It holds a standard photo size securely with a simple backstand or wall mount option built in. Grouping 5 or 6 at slightly different sizes creates a cohesive gallery wall for well under the cost of a single frame at a specialty decor retailer. Which is exactly why home styling accounts keep featuring this particular find in budget gallery wall tutorials this year. Laying the arrangement out on the floor first before hammering any nails saves patching multiple unwanted holes if the spacing doesn't look right once actually mounted on the wall. 9. Press-on nail kits. A press-on nail kit at a beauty retailer or salon-adjacent brand runs $8 to $15 for a comparable design quality and glue system. This version runs $1.25 to $3 depending on the design, with a genuinely solid glue formula that holds through several days of normal hand use without lifting at the edges prematurely. The nail shapes come pre-sized across a full range, so finding a close match for most nail bed widths is realistic rather than frustrating. Filing the natural nail lightly before application improves adhesion noticeably compared to applying straight onto a smooth, unprepped nail. For anyone who wants a manicured look without a salon appointment or the cost of gel extensions, this is a genuinely solid at-home option that holds up better than the price suggests it should. Pressing firmly on each nail for a full 30 seconds after application, rather than releasing too quickly, makes a noticeable difference in how long the set lasts before any edges start lifting. 10. Clover Valley Spaghetti. A box of pasta from a regional or national brand at a regular grocery store typically runs $1.50 to $2.50 depending on the retailer and current pricing. Clover Valley Spaghetti runs $1.25 at Dollar Tree, a genuine name brand adjacent pasta rather than an unknown, unfamiliar label, with a texture and cook time consistent with standard spaghetti brands most households already use weekly. Cooking it al dente, roughly a minute less than the package suggests, and finishing it in the sauce for the final minute gives noticeably better flavor absorption than boiling it fully before draining. Stocking up on a few boxes at this price is a genuinely simple way to trim a small, recurring cost of a weekly grocery budget without changing a single recipe your household already relies on regularly. Salting the boiling water generously before adding the pasta makes a bigger flavor difference than the brand of pasta itself. So don't skip that step regardless of which box ends up in the pantry. 12. Gift Bags Assortment. A single gift bag at a card or party supply retailer runs $3 to $6 to $6, depending on size and design quality. This assortment runs $1.25 for a bag, with genuinely sturdy paper stock and coordinated tissue paper options that don't feel flimsy or tear easily when stuffed with a gift. Buying a handful across different occasions, Birthdays, holidays, general celebrations ahead of time means never scrambling to find a decent bag at a pricier store the day of an event. The handles are reinforced rather than simple hole-punched paper, holding up to carrying an actual weighted gift without ripping partway to a car. Stocking a small gift wrap drawer with a rotating assortment from here removes one more small recurring pre-event errand from a busy schedule. Flattening a few bags for storage rather than leaving them boxy saves real drawer space, and they pop back into shape easily the moment you actually need one for a last-minute gift. 13. B. Pure Hand Sanitizer Case with Charms. A silicone hand sanitizer holder with attachable charms at a specialty accessory retailer runs $5 to $8 for the case alone, not counting the sanitizer itself. This complete set runs $1.25, including both the sanitizer and a flexible silicone case with pre-punched holes for customizable charms. It clips easily onto a backpack, stroller, or bag strap, keeping sanitizer accessible without digging through a bag. The charms can be swapped out as preferences change, which is part of why this has become a genuinely popular accessory among kids trading and collecting different charm designs. Small charm pieces can come loose with rough play from younger kids, so keeping an eye on that with toddlers is worth doing. But for older kids and adults, it's a fun, functional accessory at a fraction of specialty retail pricing. Refilling the sanitizer bottle itself once it's empty, rather than replacing the whole case, keeps the charm holder in use indefinitely for essentially no ongoing cost. 14. Fashion Wristlet 2-Pack. A single fashion wristlet at a department store or accessory retailer runs $15 to $25 depending on the material and brand. This 2-pack runs $1.25 to $3 with a faux leather exterior and a wrist strap that holds securely through normal daily carrying without stretching out or snapping within the first few weeks of use. The interior fits a phone, a few cards, and some cash comfortably, functioning as a genuinely useful minimalist bag for a quick errand rather than carrying a full-size purse. Getting two in different colors or finishes in one purchase means you have an option to match different outfits without spending real money finding out if you'd even use a small wristlet regularly in the first place, which is exactly the kind of low-risk try that this price point makes easy. The strap stitching is reinforced at the connection point specifically, which is usually the first spot to fail on a cheaper wristlet under regular daily wear. 15. Quick Set Craft Glue. This craft glue promises a fast bond at $1.25, but several users have reported the nozzle clogging within just a few uses, forcing you to pry it open or cut the tip wider than intended, which then leads to overly messy application. The bond strength on porous materials like fabric or paper is inconsistent, holding well in some spots and barely at all in others on the same project. For very light, low-stakes craft projects, it's serviceable, but for anything that needs a reliable, even bond, a slightly pricier craft glue elsewhere avoids the frustration of a clogged nozzle mid-project and a patchy hold that comes apart days later. Keeping a pin nearby to unclog the tip between uses is a workaround, but it's an extra step a properly designed nozzle shouldn't require in the first place. Testing on a small hidden section of a project first before committing to the full application saves a ruined piece if the ash you got happens to have inconsistent flow. 16. Kids Foam Bath Toys. These foam bath toys look like a fun, colorful bath time addition at $1.25, but several parents have reported mold developing inside the foam within just a few weeks of regular water exposure, since the material absorbs and retains moisture rather than draining and drying out fully between baths. The dye in brighter colors has also been reported to bleed slightly in hot water, staining bath surfaces faintly over repeated use. For a very occasional bath toy rotation, they may be fine with diligent drying between uses. But for daily bath time use, a solid rubber or vinyl toy elsewhere avoids the mold risk entirely and holds up far longer under constant water exposure. Squeezing out excess water and leaving them somewhere with airflow rather than sitting in a closed tub caddy at least slows how quickly mold develops if you do decide to keep them. Checking the foam's underside every couple of weeks for a sour smell or dark spotting catches the problem early before it spreads further into the toy.